All right, let's talk about something huge for Canadian businesses. We're talking about unlocking the European market. If you've ever even thought about taking your product across the pond, then you're in the right place. This is your starting point.
Okay, take a look at this number. Over 75% of our exports go south of the border. Now, don't get me wrong, our relationship with the US is absolutely vital. But putting all your eggs in one basket? That's kind of risky, right? Especially with how trade is shifting these days. Diversification isn't just a buzzword anymore, it's essential. So the big question is, where do you find that next wave of growth? The answer? Europe. And this number? 500 million? That's not just some abstract statistic. That's 500 million potential customers in the European Union. Think about that. We're talking about a stable, pretty wealthy market that has a real appetite for the high quality stuff that Canadian businesses are famous for. So let's dive into this opportunity because honestly, this isn't just about finding new customers. It's about building resilience for your business. The EU is that stable, lucrative alternative that can really help Canadian companies diversify and, secure their future, especially with how unpredictable things can get. So, how do you actually get access to this incredible market? Well, lucky for us, Canadian businesses have a special advantage, kind of a golden ticket, you could say, and it's called CETA. Okay, CETA. That stands for the Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement. It sounds complicated, right? But let's just cut through all that jargon. At its heart, CETA is a super powerful tool with one simple goal: to make it way easier and cheaper for businesses just like yours to sell products in Europe. That's it. And here's the absolute biggest headline-grabbing benefit of CETA. Get this, it gets rid of tariffs, those extra taxes you pay at the border, on 98% of all Canadian goods going into the EU. 98%! That is a massive cost saving that makes your products more competitive right off the bat and goes straight to your bottom line. But it's not just about cutting costs, not by a long shot. CETA literally opens doors that used to be locked shut. For the very first time, your business can bid on government contracts in the EU. We're talking federal, provincial, municipal, the whole shebang. It also makes it easier to sell services, it protects your intellectual property. Basically, it gives you a huge leg up on any rivals who don't have this kind of awesome deal. Okay, so we've got the key to Europe, right? It's CETA. But Europe is, well, it's huge. So the next question is obvious. Where's the front door? Where do you even begin? I mean, look at it. The EU has 27 member states. The thought of trying to tackle all of them at once can feel, well, pretty overwhelming. You could spend years just trying to figure it all out. The smart way to do it, though, is to find a strategic entry point, a hub that can act like your launchpad for the rest of the continent. And this is exactly where the Netherlands comes into the picture. Seriously, while all of Europe is the prize, the Netherlands is the perfect gateway. Why? Well, for starters, it's already the biggest EU importer of Canadian goods. Plus, it has Europe's #1 port in Rotterdam and its best connected airport in Schiphol. It's basically a logistical powerhouse that's built for this exact thing. So, what does this logistical edge actually mean for you? Well, for one, their customs are super efficient and all digital, so your products get cleared and moving fast. But here's a huge one. There's this financial benefit called VAT deferment. Okay, in plain English, this means you don't have to pay the value-added tax on your stuff right when it lands. This is a massive advantage for your cash flow because you're not tying up a bunch of money before you've even sold anything. And on top of all that, the Dutch have tons of expertise in key Canadian areas like agri-food and life sciences. All right, so that's the theory. But theory is one thing, right? What does this actually look like in the real world? Let's check out a couple of Canadian businesses that are already crushing it by using these exact Dutch-Canadian partnerships. Here's a great one from the agri-food world. There's a Dutch company, Biota Nutri, that makes these really cool, sustainable, plant-based fertilizers. They teamed up with Agrotech in Canada to bring their products to farmers all across Western Canada. It's a perfect example of a two-way street of innovation. And listen to what their CEO, Mark Valentine, says. He points out it's all about shared values. It's not just a simple business deal. It's a real collaboration built on a shared focus on innovation and sustainability. And that's what makes these partnerships so incredibly powerful. Okay, here's another awesome one, this time from Agritech. So you have Classen Farms, a blueberry farm out in BC, and they were really struggling with labor challenges. So what did they do? They turned to a Dutch company called Findfield for their fully automated, solar-powered blueberry harvester. I mean, how cool is that?
It's technology solving a very real-world business problem.
And this quote from a top agricultural official really drives the whole point home. This isn't just about a few one-off business deals. It's a high-level partnership that's all about sharing knowledge, and it's helping to drive the future of farming for both our countries.
So, what's the big takeaway from all this? It's that this whole opportunity, from getting rid of tariffs to finding amazing partners, it's all within your reach. And maybe the best part of all, you don't have to figure it all out by yourself. So, where do you start? What are the first steps? It's actually pretty simple. First, you got to define your strategy. Who are you trying to sell to in Europe? Second, do a quick check to make sure your product qualifies for that sweet tariff relief under CETA. And third, and this is the most important one, contact the experts. Listen, the Canadian Trade Commissioner Service is an amazing and free resource that's literally designed to help you succeed. Just to give you an idea, in the agri-food sector alone, they have 35 agents right there on the ground in Europe. Their whole job is to help you get ready, introduce you to the right people, and help you solve any problems that pop up. So we'll leave you with this final thought. You've already done the really hard work. You've created a fantastic world-class product. Now, with the power of CETA and a strategic gateway like the Netherlands, you've got a market of 500 million people literally waiting for you. The only real question left is, what are you waiting for?